Greetings, esteemed viewer, I am Tabletop Nick, and I cannot find my glasses. Of course, now that I've started recording, there they are! Greetings, esteemed viewer, I am Tabletop Nick, and guess what just arrived? It's here. Yeah, villains got here. Basically, I'm very excited. Very cool, smart, real. Oh my goodness. When I say it just got here, I mean it got here yesterday. But, you know, that's pretty close to now. Anyway, I'd like to give you some first impressions and a review, so let's do that. Okay, so your basic gameplay of Legendary Villains is much like normal Legendary. You spend your recruit points to buy new cards, and then you beat up the opponents with your fighting powers. As should be pretty obvious, Villains is just Legendary, but lefty flipped. Thematically speaking, it's amazing. So the point of Villains is you get to play as the villains and you fight against heroes. Pretty straightforward. A few of the terms have been changed from the basic Legendary game. For example, instead of masterminds you now fight against commanders, and instead of villains you now fight against adversaries. But it's pretty much the same game. I really like how thematic it is at making you feel like villains. Most of the villain hero cards, the cards that you get to use, God, that's going to be confusing, they are more adversarial than the heroes in basic Legendary. It's really like when a group of villains get together in the Marvel Universe. They never seem to work together, and that usually leads to their downfall. And it seems like that's going to happen a lot in this game, which changes it from a straight-out cooperative game to a more competitive game. I do like most of the playable villains. Some of them have very clear ideas in mind when you look at their cards. For example, Magneto works entirely around giving bindings to other people and getting better for it. Green Goblin flies around and dodges a lot and then breaks people. And speaking of hilarious, the game goes out of its way to be funny. It has a lot of funny flavor text, and one particular example that springs to mind is Kraven the Hunter has a card called He's the Best Around. The flavor text on that card is, nothing's ever gonna keep him down. It's funny. And I do really like that this game seems to have stepped up the difficulty. I've only played a few games on solo mode, but they are a lot harder than playing solo mode in normal Legendary. So that might just be the less diverse villains to use. Maybe. The new keywords are pretty exciting. Dodge, in particular, I really like, which just means discard this card to draw a new card instead. For if you don't like this card at all. And all of the X-Men adversaries have one called Extreme Teamwork, where they get together and they actually get stronger for each other X-Men in play, which I think is great thematically speaking. There are one or two negatives that need to be pointed out. Like in the base set of Legendary, there are a few villains here that just aren't up to par. For example, Enchantress is just there. She doesn't do that much else, she's just there. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that there are 3 different X-Men groups that you can fight against. That's kind of too many X-Men. But you know, aside from those few little gripes, I think this is going to be a great addition to Legendary. And if you've played Legendary, if you like Legendary, you should buy Villains. It's great. In fact, going off of my scoring system, Legendary Villains is a 9 out of 10. And for reference's sake, my top 3 playable villains are Green Goblin, Kingpin, and Magneto. Alright, so do you have villains yet? If not, are you excited for villains? Comment down there and tell me, because I will read and answer your comments, maybe. Looking forward to getting villains? Make sure you order it through the Good Games Online website. And hey, if you're not going to order villains, then just go to the Good Games Online website anyway, buy stuff from them. Tell them that Nick sent you. You won't get any discounts on it, but they might send me a cookie. Alright, thank you for watching. I will be doing a playthrough of this game soon. Very soon. Alright, bye!